Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
She's finally here. You better run. Welcome back, everyone, to TWD, the series in which your local idiot puts on the thinking cap for just long enough. It was inevitable, right? A cesspool of despair and destruction lies at your doorstep. Will you open the door to the ultimate fashionista? Either way, you're straight up fucked. So, without further ado, burn your house down. Then you might appreciate the world that our dear old junkie is trying to create. Let's fucking go! Oh boy, where the fuck am I beginning with this one? Junko, just like Chihiro, has a lot to dissect carefully. She's, without question, one of the more complex characters in the entire franchise. And it's not even close, actually. It's crazy to think you play through 85 to 90% of the game before you really meet this crazy teenager girl. Huh? Monokuma? Oh yeah, that thing exists. Honestly, I classify Monokuma a little differently. While he was controlled by Junko the entire game, I'd say it's merely an extension of Junko herself, much like Alter Ego was with Chihiro. He is his own character, but only because Junko wanted it to be like that. And that actually immediately brings up the first point I want to address with this crazy psycho bitch. She always seems to be 1,000 steps ahead of everyone, Kyoko included. Sure, it must be nice having memories and all that, but she still had to plan all of the killing game within the confines of what was essentially a shelter amidst the world falling into chaos. Do you comprehend how insane that setup sounds? Oh wait, insane. Right, we're talking insanity here. I forgot for a second that Junko Enoshima is the poster child for that exact trait. My apologies. I mean, you don't gotta believe me, just listen from her mouth directly.
So, I'm hopelessly attractive, hopelessly brilliant, hopelessly athletic. I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate human.
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man, you guys are so slow!
It was stupid of me to even ask. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for my bad manners.
These are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
I could say this lines up with what I expected of the mastermind of a killing game between 16 high school students and involving an entire building, but it actually manages to be absolutely overkill. Junko's introduction is special. Yeah, sure, it happens at the very last trial of the game with the big twist reveal of the true mastermind, but besides that, there's a big tone shift the minute she hits the scene. At last, you have a face! A person to pin all the terrible shit that happened during the game. All the deaths, all the trials, the executions, the doubting and seeds of despair. It can all end, right?
We have been waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear.
Yeah, not even close. This girl managed to get unmasked and still be coy about her appearance. Why is that, you ask? Well, that's simple, dear viewers. Despite her crime being revealed, her identity being revealed, she still has all of the aces in her hand. That's right, she has everyone wrapped around her little finger. And that also includes the player themselves, which is not easy to do. It's fucking crazy. Her charisma, coupled with the fact that she's the one who keeps all the questions unanswered for her own twisted and sick purposes, makes her an absolute powerhouse of a character. It's not even fucking funny. In fact, she keeps an absolutely tight grip on the situation until Makoto activates hacks and decides to be who he was meant to be. The ultimate hope. Until that one moment, Junko was winning. Hell, Junko was fucking dominating the trial and discussion. She was steamrolling the logic of the game with ease. The scene that shows this? Well, just take a listen. Keep in mind that it's possibly a long one.
So then, let me ask you another question. Did you notice that each motive I presented you had a specific theme to it?
A theme?
Yep, you got it. So that's my question to you all. When Sayaka was murdered, what was the theme of the motive I presented?
The driving force behind the motive you presented us with at that point was human connections.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those DVDs I gave you guys? Each video showed the total destruction of your most important relationships. But still, what a cruel thing to do.
You're the one that did it!
Yes, well, I'm perfectly happy to accept your disapproval.
Okay! Time for the next question! So, what was the theme for the second motive?
It was our past, right?
Yay! Makoto got it right again! That time, the theme was... embarrassing memories and secrets! Yeah!
So, how long do you plan on dragging this out?
Relax, relax. Okay, on to the next question. So, what was the motive for the third murder?
It was money, wasn't it? Greed.
Seek and destroy! Hell yeah, you got it again! Goddamn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Now, can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass Sakura's crazy-ass death?
In her case, it was betrayal.
Precisely. You see, once I revealed Sakura's betrayal, that led to everything that came afterwards. Anyway, it looks like you answered all of my questions correctly. How painfully delightful.
Relationships, secrets, money, betrayal? These are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
But of course, those aren't the only motives that exist in this world. In fact, there are as many reasons to kill as there are people on Earth. They compel humans to kill each other, bringing despair to the world. This is what we refer to as the seed of despair. Seed of despair? Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, the seed of despair also needs nourishment. And that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow only in the presence of hope. Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line. Such is hope and despair.
How much longer is this stupid speech of yours? Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories. What I'm trying to say is, the seed of despair is closely tied to your own memories.
How so?
You see, by taking away your memories, I gave you hope. Of course, that hope merely existed to be consumed by despair.
You seeing this shit? All of the Killing Game had been planned to the T, including a potential starring of Junko herself. Again, the only word that I can use to describe this is insane. But above all of that, above all of the little itty-bitty steps she made sure were proper for the Killing Game to take off, above all the preparations she made with her sister Mukuro, we have her motive. And dear God, is it a sight to behold. Some could say that Junko's evil for evil's sake, while I respond with, WRONG! Well, at least partially wrong. My rebuttal to that theory? Boredom. Let's be real here, we've all been there. There's nothing to do. Why is so boring? I wish I could get some more excitement in my life. You know, things like that. So, imagine that your boredom was with the world. That's right. Junko feels like the peace that the world had achieved in recent years was just boring. To her, hope was predictable. Remember when I said she's always 1,000 steps ahead of everyone? Well, that applies to the whole world as well. As with anything predictable, she grew tired of it while she was a small kid. From then on, the only thing that brought her great joy was feeling despair at watching her own predictions fail, or seeing others feel miserable and see what they would do in those situations. Hence, her motive. Fucking boredom. It's spectacularly simple, and yet simply spectacular.
But she wanted to spread despair, though. That's not boredom.
Yes, she says that, but it's super easy to see that she's only doing that for absolute shits and giggles. And I love it. A villain that chooses to do it just because she wants to see what'll happen, to test human nature to its limits. It's evil and selfish. Ever since the top 10, I've sung Junko's praises without fail. I love this character to death, and the fact that she was only number 8 in that video goes to show how good the cast is. For the villain of a game like this, she's just like Chihiro, an overachiever. Normally, this would be where we transition to the red background. But then Junko had to be the mad lass she is and appear in literally every other Danganronpa game, UDG included. It's fucking nuts. Danganronpa 2 appeared as the Monokuma virus plaguing the New World program and made an appearance as the final boss once again. UDG, Junko AI was the core for both Shirokuma and Kurokuma that Izuru gets to set up Danganronpa 2. Danganronpa 3, the entirety of the Despair arc and Fake Out Villain of the Future arc. Danganronpa V3, Fake Out Villain again with Junko Enoshima the 53rd. The fucking 53rd! What the fuck? Yeah, she's just fucking everywhere. Nowhere is safe from the clutches of this insane teen. Run while you can. Junko, on the other hand, might run, but she can never escape her flaws. Let's dive into those. Before we start this section, I'm basically obligated to intervene myself. This will be one of the few times where an entire section of a TWD will be spoiler territory, at least for those who know Danganronpa 1. So, yeah. Heavy spoilers for the entirety of the critics section. You have been warned. Ah, Junko. I wanted you to be the wind beneath my wings. But all you've done is take the wind out of my sails. You might be a phenomenal villain, Miss Enoshima, but there is one major problem and I imagine a lot of other people have with you.
Mr. Content Creator, what could that be? You just sung her praises for God knows how long and made her seem like the best thing since sliced bread.
While true, that doesn't mean she's perfect. That being said, you cannot escape it. Literally. I did say she was everywhere. I meant it, for better and for worse. But appearing as the one manipulating the strings in every single main DR entry is not okay. Granted, V3's off the table, but any entry with real correlation with Hope's Peak features Junko in some way. And yes, I do understand that Junko is literally the root of all evil in the Danganronpa universe, and having her defeated in the first game is a really, really bold move. And also, yes, Danganronpa 2 wasn't really orchestrated by her, but by Izuru Kamakura. But that really doesn't excuse anything. Listen, do you have any clue of how big the collective entity known as Ultimate Despair got? I can remind you if you don't remember. It was fucking global! Worldwide! While most of the people who became hypnotized by Junko's lullaby of despair also became mindless brutes with nothing in their mind but destruction, you mean to tell me that you guys couldn't make a story, again, besides Danganronpa 2, that involved a smarter member of the Remnants of Despair? Ultra Despair Girls was really promising and frankly a really good story. Until Junko revealed she was playing both sides for fools. Completely stole the spotlight that Monica had acquired for herself with arguably the best mastermind plan of the series. And Danganronpa 3... oh god, Danganronpa 3 is one of the worst offenders. What a cool concept, dude. A final killing game within the confines of the HQ of the very organization working to combat the despair. Only for it to be irreversibly tainted by one of the stupidest motives in Danganronpa. And it wasn't even orchestrated by one of the agents of despair while still using Monokuma's and Junko's names. What the fuck? Sorry, I got a little bit too aggressive there, but there's a reason for that. I feel like Junko is overused to the point where the perspective over her achievements just kinda shits on itself. Over and over again. It's not good storytelling if you have to rely on one great villain who's always pulling the strings. There, I said it. It sucks. It sucks that such a good character and villain is ruined just because of something as stupid as overexposure. That's just pure stupidity that I cannot fathom. But other than that, I can point out other things that bother me. Yes, she's manipulative and a shitty sister, but Those are personal problems in my case because I love Mukuro, which is discussed in the other half of this TWD. And it just adds to her being a fantastic antagonist, so I can't really use that against her. So I guess all that's left is... Hey, wait a minute! Now, after all that roller coaster, what does your resident moron think of Junko Enoshima? I'd have to be suffering from severe cuts in my thinking process to say that she's a bad character. Hell, I'd go so far as to say she's an integral part of the lifeblood of the entire franchise. It's criminal, however, that such a cool concept gets shat on by just pure misuse. I find the effort made by Kodaka and his team to make a character whose sole purpose is despair and chaos on an increasingly larger scale absolutely superb. Incredibly well done. Scary to the motherfucking core. This is one girl boss that I wouldn't dare to step to. So, yeah. Just like Chihiro, I feel like questions aren't really necessary. She is the exact opposite of an angel. Junko Enoshima is a demon. But god damn it, let me die on the spot if she isn't charismatic as all hell. Fun isn't something one considers when analyzing a completely deranged psychopath with a real god complex and completely bored of life. But this does put a smile on my face. Yeah, go on ahead. Your spotlight is gone.
So uncool!
Dream on, Junkie. Dream on. Thank you for watching this half of an installment for TWD number 9, everyone. I know this was very unorthodox, but I do have to thank you if you've made it this far. This one was by far the most ambitious TWD to date, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out in the end. If you haven't already, go check out the other half of this TWD, focusing on none other than the 16th student, Mukuro Ikusawa. Link in the description and the card during the end screen. Once again, the poll for the next character will also be in the description of the video, so make sure you make your voice be known, and vote for who you want to see next. Other than that, we're done here. Once again, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you are new to the channel, and if you want to be notified of future uploads like this one, hit the little bell, you know what to do. Also, if you want to join my Discord server or follow my Twitch channel for more constant updates, link to both is in the description below. I believe that's all. Stay safe, and until next time, peace!